Spraying liquid products on your lawn sounds way more complicated than it actually is. You start hearing things like ounces per thousand, carrier volume, calibration, nozzle output, spray pattern, and suddenly it feels like you need a turf grass degree just to use a sprayer. That's why a lot of beginners never even try. They'll spread granular fertilizer, throw seed, water, mow, do all the normal lawn care stuff, but the second you say you should spray this liquid product, they think, nope, I'm definitely gonna mess that up. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the simple beginner way to spray liquid lawn products without guessing, without panicking, and without feeling like you're about to destroy your lawn. Because once you do it one time, you'll realize it sounded way worse than it actually is. Let's get into it. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, why even put down liquid fertilizer at all? You put down granular already and it seems to work fine. But there are a lot of cases where liquid fertilizer works much better than granular. One of those is being coverage. When it comes to granular fertilizer, you're putting it in your spreader and just hoping it hits your lawn evenly. That's not the case with liquid. With liquid, you're basically painting every single inch of your lawn and hitting it exactly how you want it to. Number two is that you're gonna get way faster results with liquid fertilizer. You can see results in as little as 6 to 12 hours with liquid when it takes 2 to 3 weeks with some granulars. And the last thing is, you can put down products that make sense in liquid that make absolutely no sense in a granular form. Things like biostimulants, humic acid, small amounts of nitrogen, iron, all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't even think of. And that's how you really up your game. Now, the first thing we need to figure out is what kind of sprayer to use. Now, first, I'm going to tell you what not to use. Number one is going to be a small pump sprayer like this. Also, I don't have one, but a backpack sprayer that also has a pump. You do not want to use these for a few reasons. Number one is that you're gonna get sick of pumping this thing if you have a large lawn. It takes a lot of pumping, you're gonna get sick of it really fast. Number two, and probably the most important, is that you are not gonna get a consistent flow when you're spraying your lawn. The flow is gonna matter because if you pump this thing and it's super pressurized and you start spraying, it's gonna come out very heavy at first, and then it's gonna come out lighter as you go. You'll start pumping again and then repeat that. You're gonna get heavy product put down in one area and not as much in others, and it's gonna look like a sloppy mess. Definitely avoid that. Number three is that these things are super cheap, they break and they leak. I had a backpack sprayer with a pump on it at one time, and I started pumping it and it leaked all over my back. It was a bad situation and I was not happy at all. So avoid those at all costs. Number two is you're not gonna wanna use one of these dial-in sprays when you're putting down most liquid amendments. Now, the one time you might wanna use it is if you're putting down soil applications, which we're gonna get into later. But overall, you just don't know how much product is going down when you're spraying this stuff. It's hard to judge. And if you want those really fast results, this is not the way to do it, because when you go through the soil, results don't happen as fast. Now, what you're gonna want to use is a battery-powered backpack sprayer. Now, when it comes to these backpack sprayers, you can find all kinds of different prices, all kinds of different sizes, and different features that come on them. For me, I always come back to this Petra HD 4000 for a few different reasons. Number one, it has adjustable pressure, which is very important. The reason this is important to me is because you can adjust your walking speed and how much volume is coming out with your walking speed. With some of these backpack sprayers, they do not have this adjustable volume, and that forces you to put your walking speed at whatever volume it comes out at. So if it comes out super fast, you gotta walk super fast. If it comes out slow, you gotta walk slow. With this, you can walk the speed you want and adjust it how you want it. Number two is that this company has great support. If anything goes wrong, like a nozzle isn't working or the pressure isn't working, battery's messed up, their customer service is second to none, I'm telling you. I've contacted them a few times and they always make it right. Petra has great customer service. Number three, it's just a reliable product. This backpack sprayer can last you 5, 10, 15 years if you take care of it. And when it comes to price with this, it's kind of middle of the road. It's not super cheap, it's not super expensive. This HD 4000 right now you can get on Amazon for 200 bucks. Like I said, this thing is gonna last you a very long time. It's a one-time fee that you're gonna be spraying forever with this thing. So my recommendation is this Petra HD 4000. I have a link in the description you can click on. I'm not sponsored by them, but I will get a small commission if you use my link. Now that we have our backpack sprayer, we're gonna figure out how to actually spray our lawn. Now the first step we need to do is measure how big our lawn is. Now the way I like to do this is use Google Maps. You go in and you can measure area You just put a border around your whole entire lawn and it tells you how many square feet it is. Now this doesn't need to be a perfect science. If it says you have 2,911 square feet that you need to cover, you can just round up to 3,000. But you need to have a general idea of how big your lawn is, or you could flirt with danger when you're actually spraying because you're not putting down the right amount of product as you should be putting. Now, if you have a large lawn like I do, you may have to break it out into sections. Now, don't let this intimidate you. It's very easy, but the most this backpack sprayer can cover is 4,000 square feet at one time. So my yard, I have 10,000 square feet. I break it into 3 different sections to make my life much easier. This front section is 3,000 square feet. The side section's 2,000 square feet, and my backyard is 4,000 square feet. I just like to apply separate applications on these so I know everything's going down evenly, and it's much easier than it sounds. Now, after you measure your lawn, the next thing we're gonna wanna do is practice spraying water on it first. The reason why we're gonna spray water is because we just don't wanna go out there and start spraying fertilizer and maybe over apply, under apply, and not sure how much area we're gonna cover. So we need to practice with water first so we can get even coverage with how much product we're putting down. Now, you're gonna wanna take your lawn measurement and put that into gallons, which is very simple. If you have a 1,000 square foot lawn, we're gonna put in 1 gallon of water. If you have a 2,500 square foot lawn, we're gonna put in 2.5 gallons of water. And if you have a 3,000 square foot lawn like my front lawn is, we are gonna put in 3 gallons of water. The nice thing about this Petra backpack sprayer is it tells you how many gallons here on the side. So what I'm gonna do is put in 3 gallons of water and we're gonna start to spray my lawn. Now, when it comes to any product you're gonna put down in your lawn, the golden rule is 1,000 square feet equals 1 gallon of water. Whether that's biostimulants, iron, fertilizer, wetting agents, that's just the golden rule and it keeps everything easy for you going forward and you know exactly how much to put down. Now, when you're putting the water in, you're gonna wanna be on a level surface to know exactly how much water you're putting down. If we are tilted, it might look like we're putting in more water than we actually are. If it's tilted the other way, you might be putting in less. So definitely put this on a level surface. That's exactly 3 gallons of water, and now I'm gonna go show you how to spray this. Now, after filling this with 3 or 4 gallons, it's gonna be extremely heavy, so trying to put it on from the ground, and sometimes you can even break your straps because you're putting so much weight on it, trying to put it on your back. What I like to do is set it on a high surface and then put it on. It's much easier to lift and it's much easier to get on your back. And then you go and move. Now, the easy way to explain what we're about to do with the spraying is we're basically painting our entire lawn evenly. And we want to run out of all of our product by the time we get to the end of our lawn. Now, how I like to start this is I like to turn the pressure all the way up and then start spraying. If you end up with product left by the time you get to the end of your lawn, that means you're walking too fast and you need to slow down. You may need to do this multiple times to get it right, but you want to figure out the pressure compared to your walking speed so you run out of product by the time you paint your entire lawn. Now, if you have stripes in your lawn, what I like to do is use the stripes as my guide. I go down one area and I come back, and you basically want to touch a little bit of the liquid over itself. Now, if you don't have stripes, another cheat code that I like to use is using the pavement as a guide. So let's say I'm going east-west on my lawn and I'm spraying. I kind of overspray on the pavement so I can see where I'm at, and then I restart going the opposite way and going that way. And you can notice right here how the liquid just kind of barely overlaps, and that's what you want going the whole way. Now, if you don't feel confident because you can't really see where you're spraying, you can always use blue dye when you're spraying. Or what I like to do sometimes is spray in the morning because the dew is there. The dew makes it so you can see exactly where you spray and where you step, and you can use that as a guide as well. But the whole goal with this is you want to run out of product at the very end of your lawn. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect. If you have a little juice left at the end, that's not a big deal. You can just dump it out in some plants or your rock bed. Or if you run out right before you get to the end, it's not gonna be the end of the world. You just wanna get it as close as possible to empty by the time you finish the entire area on your lawn. So you may be thinking, what if I have over 4,000 square feet? That means I can't follow the golden rule of 1 gallon of water per 1,000 square feet. And that's true, but all you really have to do is split your lawn up into separate areas so you can follow the golden rule of 1 gallon of water per 1,000 square feet, which means you might have to put down 2 or 3 different applications to put down the right amount of product on your lawn. Now, once you're comfortable putting down the water evenly across the area of your lawn, and I can't stress that enough, once you can put down the exact amount evenly, Then we can move on to putting down product. Now, when it comes to product, it's gonna tell you exactly how much product to put down per 1,000 square feet. And then we're just gonna put that in 1 gallon of water. Now, for example, this Neighbor's Envy mentions that you put down 8 ounces of Neighbor's Envy with 1 gallon of water per 1,000 square feet. So that means if we have 3,000 square feet, all we have to do is multiply that 8 times 3, and that's how much product we put in our sprayer, and we've put it across our lawn. So you're gonna put down 24 ounces of Neighbor's Envy to cover this 3,000 square feet. And that goes for any product, whether that's a wetting agent, whether that's iron, whether that's nitrogen, biostimulants, any of those things. It's gonna tell you exactly how much product to put down per 1,000 square feet, and it makes things really easy when you're putting it down. Now that's the very simple way to tell you how to spray. Now here I'm gonna get a little technical on you because this is important to know. Now when it comes to fertilizers and iron and things like that, what you're gonna wanna do is spray and leave it on the leaf blade for 4 hours to get those instant results. The reason we're doing that is because the fertilizer is getting sucked through the grass like a straw, and it can use those nutrients right away, and you're gonna see results super fast. When it comes to other products like this wetting agent, this stuff you don't want to have sit on your grass. You're gonna want to water it in right away. Now, usually the product's gonna tell you whether to water in right away or to let it sit on the leaf blade, but some might not. My golden rule is if it's a fertilizer or iron, let it sit on the leaf blade for 4 to 6 hours, then water it in. If it's anything else like a biostimulant, humic acid, wetting agent, anything that needs to go into your soil, you water that in right away. And if you're not really sure, I would just water it in right away to be safe, but you're not gonna get those instant results because the only way you get those instant results with liquid fertilizer is if you let it sit on the leaf blade and let the grass suck it in. And if you're wondering what product should I start with that can make this super easy, this Neighbor's Envy is a viral fertilizer because it makes your lawn stupid dark green, and it does it almost overnight. The other nice thing about this is it has a bunch of other stuff in it. It has nitrogen, potassium, iron, sulfur, humic acid, fulvic acid. It has a 7-in-1 formula in this stuff that all works really great with your grass, and it's almost dummy proof to use. Just make sure you follow the label rates. Do not over apply this stuff. You want to make sure to follow it. And I mean, that goes for any product. Do not put down more thinking you're gonna get better results. There's a reason why the label rates are what they are, and you don't wanna over apply because you could end up burning your lawn. So if you wanna try something out, I would suggest trying this first. Now with all that information we just talked about, you should be able to consistently spray your lawn evenly. But in this next section, I'm gonna do some rapid fire tips to make your life a lot easier and improve your results. Now, number 1 is do not mix a bunch of products together if you don't know how they mix together. If you're a beginner, I would just say mix one product at a time and put it down on your lawn. You don't want to mix a bunch of things together that you don't know if they interact well together or not. So what I would say is just stick to one product, put it down, get good at it, and then do your research if multiple products can be mixed together to save those applications at a later date. Number 2 is do not spray if it's windy out. Now, if there's a slight breeze, you're fine. My golden rule is if it's over 10-mile-per-hour winds outside, I just don't spray. And the reason for that is because you're gonna lose a ton of product to drift. And also, it won't go down evenly. So you're kind of wasting all that time and energy and money putting down a product that's just gonna blow away in the wind, and you're not gonna get good results. Number 3 is do not spray your lawn and leave it on your lawn if the temperature is over 85 degrees and the sun is blazing. The reason for this is you have high potential to burn your lawn if you spray in the heat and with the sun out. What I recommend is always spraying in the morning or in the late evening and then rinsing it off before the sun comes out. If you're leaving it on for that 4 hours to get those instant results with the fertilizer, water it before the sun comes out. If you're doing a soil amendment, you can spray it, but just make sure you water it in right away. Number 4, and one of the most important, is wear PPE. At bare minimum, no matter what you're spraying, wear rubber boots, pants, long sleeves, and gloves. That right there should protect you 90% of the way. And that's important because some of this stuff is some nasty chemicals, especially when it comes to herbicides and things like that. You just want to protect yourself, and you don't want to be sorry later. I always put as much PPE on as possible if I know I'm spraying something that is just kind of nasty. Number 5 is a mixing tip. Now what I like to do is fill my backpack sprayer with half water, then I put my product in, and then I finish putting the amount of water I need to put down on my lawn. The reason I do that is because it mixes together much better than just dumping product in and then filling it up with water, or filling it up with water and dumping product in. You're gonna get a lot better consistency and it won't be stuck at the top or bottom. And just piggybacking off that, I also like to use a paint mixer to mix the product together to make sure it's agitated as much as possible. You really don't want that stuff sinking to the bottom and going on very thick at the beginning of your lawn and then coming out thin at the end, or vice versa if it's floating on top. You want it to be mixed together as consistently as possible and put down as evenly as possible on your lawn. Now, if you guys want to learn more about neighbor's envy and a lot of the questions that people have about it, you can watch this video right here. Or if your lawn's getting fried in the middle of summer right now, you can watch this video about one of the best wetting agents you can put down on your lawn. I'll see you guys over there. Now get off my lawn.